Welcome to Greek Words in Scripture. This is Lesson 7. Let's look in John chapter 3 and see the meaning behind the Greek words that were translated into English. Beginning to read in John 3, verse 1. But there was a man of the Pharisees. Here we see the top line in Greek and the translation into English at the lower line. I'm showing you the actual text so you'll realize that there's much more to the Greek language than just a single word. Notice that the first grouping of letters is translated into 3 English words. The nuances of the language required to translate Greek into English sentences is beyond the scope of these lessons. However, our original format as Greek words in Scripture gives us the advantage that we can look at individual words and find their original meaning in Greek. And so we come to our first word, isolated by itself, anthropos. Alpha, nu, theta, rho, omega, pi, omicron, sigma. Notice that the last letter, sigma, is not the normal sigma. This is the sigma that's used at the end of a word. And here we see that anthropos is translated as a man. Here is the verse in the King James English Version. There was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. Looking for the word in the concordance, we see man is G444. Alpha, nu, theta, rho, omega, pi, omicron, sigma. And substituting the sounds for the letters, anthropos, anthropos. We see the definition as a human being, whether male or female. I include all these other variations of the definition for your reference. You might consider pausing this video and looking at these various meanings of man or anthropos in Greek. As we continue this word anthropos, we find the origin is from G435 and the Greek word ops, O-P-S, the countenance comes from G3700. Let's look at these resources. G435 comes from the Greek word aner, alpha, nu, eta, rho. Aner. The definition is, with reference to sex, a male, a husband, or a betrothed or future husband. It's also with reference to age, to distinguish an adult man from a boy. It's any male, and generically a group of both men and women. So we see this word aner is the an part of anthropos. And here we see the last part of anthropos, ops, comes from G3700. Omicron, pi, tau, alpha, nu, omicron, mu, alpha, iota, optanomai, to look at or to behold, to allow one's self to be seen or to appear. So we see the meaning comes from 2 different words that join to form the idea of the countenance of a man or man-faced, that is to say, a human being. I always find it fascinating to see Greek words appear in our English language. Of course, anthropology and philanthropy have morphed into meanings of their own, but we see the word man in both of those words, and basically anthropology is the study of man, and philanthropy is the love of man.